Welcome back to another edition of Arizona Wildcats Insiders Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Hutchison, and Arizona, coming into Saturday, was reeling. They lost 2 straight games by a combined 9 points, a tough loss against BYU where Arizona was leading 24-14 entering the fourth quarter, and saw it slip away in double overtime as Arizona lost 33-27. Then follow that up with a heartbreaker against Houston where Arizona battled back from a 28-14 deficit only to come up short and watch the Houston Cougars win 31-28. They had the bye week. They were able to settle in, fix some things offensively, fix some things defensively. And they're going up against a Colorado team that is reeling. They lost 53-7 against a solid Utah team, not a great Utah team, but got dominated in every aspect of the game. And so this was a battle between two teams, and I don't want to say similar situations, but coming off of frustrating performances, one having a bye week, and a fan base in Arizona that seems to be a little bit fed up with I don't want to say underwhelming expectations, but I think they expected Arizona to beat Houston, and they thought they were going to hold on against BYU. So it's a frustrated fan base right now. But Arizona was sitting at 4-3 in good position to make a leeway in the Big 12, make leeway in the regular season, and try to get their 5th win of the year as they get closer to bowl contention. So Brent Brennan had his squad go into Boulder, and over the Brent Brennan era, outside of the Utah game, Arizona's been pummeled on the road. And outside of the Houston game, they played very well on the road against Houston. They lost 5 straight on the road coming into Saturday night's game. And 4 of those, they were down by they lost by an average of 28 points per game. They found themselves in holes by double digits very early in games. They were already out of it by the end of the first quarter. So what did they do against Colorado? 57-yard touchdown to Troy Spivey. All of a sudden, there's another touchdown and a field goal. It's 17 points for Arizona, 17-0, and they started off strong where they were able to put Colorado in a hole. Arizona had a complete game from Noah Fafita, who, yes, he was 11-19. That's not great, but it's very good. 213-yard passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, putting him at 65 in his career, only 2 behind Willie Tuitama and Nick Foles. Very impressive game for Noah Fafita. And then also they were able to get the running game going with 204 yards from a combined combination of Kedrick Reesano, who had a rushing touchdown, Ishmael Mahdi, who had a rushing touchdown, Quincy Craig, who had decent performance as well. And we even saw Wesley Yarbrough get some action, and Cornelius Warren III, who fumbled in the game, but he did get some action. The whole complete performance, Arizona was up 52-7 at one point. And then it was 52-14. And Brennan decided to put in the backup quarterback that's got Noah Fafita basically 6 minutes and a whole entire quarter of rest. And they put the backup. Brandon Locke didn't look great. I don't think he completed a pass, had an interception. It was sloppy, but it's the backups. I think that, that can work itself out, but a solid performance for Arizona offensively. I thought Seth Day did a terrific job of setting up Noah Fafita in situations to succeed where you're running the ball at will and it's opening up stuff in the passing game. You saw Geno Richardson come away with a touchdown, his first career touchdown, a lawn bomb there. And then you also saw Troy Spivey again get involved in the offense. I think that's the key here offensively for Arizona, is to see more of Troy Spivey. Troy Spivey's been phenomenal for the Wildcats. On 12 touches this year, 11 receptions, one rushing. He has 7 touchdowns for 283 yards of offense. They need to get him more involved. That's 6 receiving touchdowns. That's 1 rushing touchdown. He's become a vocal point of this offense and knows when to pick his spots. And I could see Noah Fafita getting more comfortable with Trey out there on the field. And then Chris Hudson had a good game. Javion Watley had a touchdown reception. Noah Fafita was very good in limited amount of throws. They ran the football very well. Again, this was not a game where Arizona needs to have Noah out there for 4 quarters, or else he probably would have broke the school record for passing touchdowns. It's 5. He probably would have had 6. He's had 5, I think 3 times or 2 times, throughout his whole entire career. So another game where he gets close but doesn't get to play the final quarter. And then defensively, Arizona coming into the game, the last two games, they gave up 490 yards on the ground. A lot of questions on the defensive side of the football for the Wildcats. You looked at it, and they were getting pounded up the middle. But, Danny Gonzalez did what he does best. You go into the bye week, you adjust, you see where you're making the mistakes, and a lot of it was some missed tackles and guys not being in the right position when the play goes live, where a guy needs to be on the outside instead of on the inside, where he needs to fill this gap here instead of be way in here. And there was just communication breakdown and some tackling breakdown where guys are trying to make the amazing play instead of just the regular play, just the good play. So I thought they did a great job of getting back to basics. They're able to create turnovers, 5 turnovers. They have 12 interceptions on the year, but the turnover sword was out and swinging against Colorado. They did a great job of creating those turnovers and flipping the field and putting Noah Fafita in a great position to succeed. They put him in a situation where he could excel out there on the football field. Now, the one downer on the game, besides seeing Brandon Locke not have any success in the passing game, was Michael Sagata-Medina hit a 49-yard field goal. Clutch field goal, did a great job there, but then missed a chip shot 30-yard field goal. They said 30. I thought it was less than that. I thought it was about a 20-yard field goal. But, those are ones he needs to have. Again, he's missed 6 kicks. 6 kicks on the season. He's Jekyll and Hyde out there on the field. You'd just like to see a little bit more consistency there. But overall, I thought it was a great game for Arizona offensively. Thought it was a great game defensively. They get their 5th win of the year, and again, they're going bowling. I've sat here and told you, I have Arizona going 7-5 this season and getting to a bowl game. They're on track for that. ASU just lost their starting quarterback for the season. Arizona comes home, plays an up-and-down Kansas team, and they saw Baylor on the schedule. Yes, Cincinnati has looked like a juggernaut this year. Not sure how they did against Utah. I haven't seen that yet. But there are wins out there for the Wildcats to have. They're going in the right direction. Now they come home for homecoming, 1:30 kickoff. It's going to be a great environment. Everybody needs to be out there. It's going to be a fun day. And if Arizona wins that game, they clinch a bowl berth for the first time in Brent Brennan era, for the first time since 2023. And for all those people out there that said, hey, they need to make changes on the coaching staff, they need to fire the staff, stop. You're wrong. The program's moving in a nice direction, in a good direction. Yes, they faced a bad Colorado team, but you got to take care of business. And that's what Arizona did on Saturday night.